So what's next for you? You know, after the move, after
Well,
zine.
the comic project is important to me, so I will keep working on that. What's next is I really do want to get involved in event drawing, so I want to start practicing event drawing, going to events and drawing people and drawing what's happening at the events in a live, like on the fly kind of way.
That's amazing. I didn't know that people did that.
Yeah, I mean, I love
cool.
to draw. Like when I'm on the subway, I'm drawing the people while they're reading their books, and when my boyfriend's asleep on the couch, I'm drawing him with the cats, and when I'm out in nature, I'm drawing and painting what I see. I love to draw in the moment, and I like the way that shape and line and color can affect mood and energy. And again, those stories underneath what you're actually seeing. You see people at a party, but maybe the way I draw it, you can actually feel what it felt like to be at that party.
Yeah.
So once the comic project has got its momentum going, I'm going to start going to parties and events and build up kind of a bit of a portfolio for that and start trying to connect with event promoters.
That's incredible.
And that might not work out, and I might change my mind, and other things might shift and change. I do have a big plein air painting trip planned for myself in the summer, so I'm going to be going to Dwight, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Halliburton, and Bobcaygeon to do...
It's a tour.
Yeah, it's over 3 weeks, and I'm really excited about it. And so what I do then is I bring my paper, my pens, my paints. I paint with gouache and watercolor, and I draw over it with ink and with pencil. And I will create a new body of work of these locations and draw and paint all day, which is, you know, it's kind of like work, but it's definitely how I think of a holiday.
Oh yeah.
So I'm really excited for that. And again, that's just something that informs my practice, but who knows what will come with that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Is that like this trip? Is that something that you organized, or is it?
Yeah,
amazing.
I did something similar last year. I did a plein air painting residency in Tamworth, Ontario, at Salmon River Studios, which is like a barnyard artist studio on beautiful farmland, surrounded by a river and a forest. It's a gorgeous place. So I was camping. I had access to the barn, and I was painting all day, every day. And I realized, wow, this is filling me with joy. And it's giving me creative momentum that lasted the whole year, you know? One trip lasted this whole time and gave me energy to keep making other things. And so I planned a trip for myself last year, and now I'm just gonna do it again. And I'm gonna do that as often as I can for my whole life.
That sounds wonderful.
Thanks. But Things with a Kin will be busy too, because we have artists moving into the Kin Studio program at MoCA. We have artists moving from a Kin Lansdowne to a Kin King. We have a big event coming up, a Kin Comic Book Day on May 5th, and who knows what other events and programming we'll have ready and lined up for the summer, so all of that will be keeping me busy too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, how far in advance do you kind of plan a lot of these things? Is it just kind of like as ideas come about?
Yeah, the programming I work on with Michael Vickers, who's the director of the not-for-profit Akin Projects. We work together to make sure we have kind of what's reasonable for us, like to make sure we can afford it, to make sure we have the manpower, to make sure we're not overwhelming people or oversaturating anyone, and get a good balance of professional development, creative development, community involvement. We usually have things planned about 4 months in advance, and then we usually start promoting them about 1 month in advance. So I'm going to draft an email to all the studio members today about April events coming up, but there's lots of exciting stuff we've been working on for April, and it's all out there now, so you'll get an email later today.
Awesome.
Telling you all the events you should come to in April, including Comic Book Day, which is May 5th.
I'll be there.
And the way the programming comes about, you know, some of it is stuff that we've been doing every year that people love.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it is because we've met someone who has a great idea. And some of it we're just like, oh, wouldn't it be fun to go to Allen Gardens and draw together? So then we make an event out of it. Like we're doing a Kin community cleanup on Earth Day this year. That just came about kind of like, oh, you know, wouldn't it be nice if everyone cleaned up the neighborhood? Oh, let's do it on Earth Day. Oh, Henderson Brewery's they're doing like a free beer for trash giveaway. So why don't we do it there?
It's a good deal, isn't it?
We're gonna meet here at the studio. We're gonna have our coffees and our garbage bags and our rubber gloves, and we're gonna clean up the crap all over our neighborhood, walk along the rail path and clean up garbage, and then trade our garbage for free beer. So like we're opportunists. We do things when we can as they come up, and we're always open to and excited for new opportunities and new partners and new host locations and everything.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's the best.